H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today, it is Tuesday. Yes, I had to catch myself. Today is Tuesday. Great day. Got some interesting stuff to share with y'all. Uh yeah, yeah, I got to say it's interesting. Some things happen. Got a call yesterday, a little bit late. I flew in last night. I got a call from a young man. Great call. Great call. Boy, if we keep up uh, these kind of conversations, um, we're going to be much better. Shout out to my guys on the feed. That's Sims and Daryl Anderson and Brad Kimball and Jeremy Davis. Jeremy Davis, you might want to share this today. You might want to share this. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. It's unique things. That's why Keith Avery, I see you. I see you sneaking in there. I see you sneaking somewhere on there. You didn't say nothing, but I see you on there when you're on the Chop Shop feed. Yes, I'm just looking. I'm just looking. Who's this over here? Let me see who this is. Oh no, that's the YouTube feed. But Key, yesterday had unique conversations. I thought it was pretty cool, but you know what I done found out, Key? Just cause I think it's cool, uh, I'm thinking stuff is harmless and hold up, I'm trying to hit the mute button. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, here we go. 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 Stay there. But we was talking about anytime you talk about summer basketball, it's so polarizing. That's why I always say it's such a mess, Brandon Weefall. It's so polarizing. And everybody just get mad about everything, about anything you say. I just the summer basketball and the grassroots basketball is such a sensitive ecosystem. You know, everybody thinks somebody hating on them. Everybody thinks somebody this. Everybody thinks somebody that. Brian Boatwright, I see you, Mr. Morrow. Uh, Mr. Morrow, man, sometimes I wish I didn't have all of this on me. Sometimes I wish I didn't have all this on me. But to whom much is given, much is required. And I sit here every day, and people know this a safe space for them to share with me. They know I'm gonna be fair. And some people don't like it, and it's okay. But I'm gonna always be fair. And but we're gonna talk about that a little later. It's just kind of weighing on me a little bit. Share the show because it's gonna be. I got some things to share with you. I probably never heard. I'm always trying to figure something out. Shout out to Gary Carter. If you see the picture in the background, that's from the McDonald All American. He is one of the only contingents from Houston media, Extra Eyes Media. He is up there at the McDonald All American game, even if we don't even have a player from Houston. he is still up there covering the McDonald All-American game, the girls and boys. Shout out to that young man, Gary Carter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of the stuff that's behind the scenes that other people don't tell me, he tell me from his perspective. And shout out to him. I remember this kid, man. This young man, man. Yeah, see, y'all think I'm unfair sometimes. But what happens is, I know so much stuff that some of these programs are doing, and y'all think when I say something about them, I'm just no, man. It's just Rod Wells. I know he on the air today. He want to talk about some baseball. They got 162 games. Rod Wells want us to come on here and talk about it 162 days. Let me just go to baseball since Rod Wells is in the building. Let me just go to baseball, y'all. I'm sorry, cause that's all he want to hear about. So guess what? Let me go to baseball and look at Major League Baseball and see what has happened. The Yankees bring back their reliever, Octavino, for a 1-year deal. With with a torpedo bat, De La Cruz has 7 RBIs with the Reds. It's 162 games you got to play. And the Mets play the Marlins, the Texas Rangers. Rod, I tried. I was hoping something caught my interest, but didn't capture my interest. So let me get out of there. Let me get out of there. But when you hear, I know you love baseball, and you try to go to every stadium in the country. But um, I was talking about Gary Carter being a young man. I remember summer basketball programs. He used to just go to Peace Jam and shoot these boys, man. Y'all, this boy one time, the people didn't open the door. They told him he was coming and didn't open the door. The man had to sleep out on the porch in Augusta because they had an Airbnb. Uh, uh, I I have so many stories of summer basketball, Mr. Sullivan. Uh, Yeah, profile man. Yeah, yeah. Taking drugs. That's not news to me. Somebody taking drugs, he banned for PED violation. That's not news to me. That's stupid of him. Might not be stupid because he made all that money for taking the drugs and now they just gonna take some of it back. What's up, Terrence Folder? Terrence Folder, I'm trying to get some energy today. I took some sinus medicine. I see you, Jeremy. Let me see who else out there, Willie Sullivan. But y'all, it's this young man, he was flying down to cover your team, and you don't have the decency of somebody to leave a key and tell him where the key, and he had to spend the night out there. They got one program to tell him one time, we want you to be our guy, right? We want you to be our media guy, but he told him and said, look, this is all I need you to do. I need this kind of equipment. I need this camera because I'm gonna shoot y'all right. And they never called him no more. So they went and got some substandard, subpar people instead of employing. Got some white folks. This black controlled um, summer basketball program. I ain't gonna call their name because they ain't worth it. But I don't like how they handle that young man. Now the young man is the only person up there. He gets in, he been working, he's the hardest. Y'all remember that name. Gary Carter. I know I talk about him. I just know he come over there to TSU. Raised the profile of TSU's presence online. But a little summer basketball team didn't even want to. It's unbelievable. But in a coordinated announcement that sent shockwaves through the NCAA, AA Power Five conferences, football conference, and basketball conference. 75% of the country's top 300 recruits sign a letter saying they won't play for any school that closes any diversity office or initiatives. April Fools. April Fools. But I thought about it. What if, Mr. Sullivan, in a coordinated announcement that 300 recruits sign a letter, Doug, saying they won't play for any school that classes, that closes any diversity offices or initiatives. Doug Jones, that's how much power we got. Sterling Creeks, it's ha, but you know I got a lesson in it. Doug Jones, imagine. That's how much power we have. We just don't use it. Doug, you stay there. Paul Miranda, you stay there. Don't y'all go nowhere. Doug, you give events. Don't you go nowhere. Y'all know how I am. Y'all know me, Doug. I throw stuff out there. I threw something out there years ago, Doug, about a top player going to HBCU. Doug Jones, did it happen? Travis, Shadul, I don't care how they came, but they came. Mature Maker went to Howard. I threw it out there 7 years ago, Doug, and people thought I was crazy. Doug, I'm going to throw it out there one more time. In a coordinated announcement that sent shockwaves to the NCAA Power Five conference in basketball and football. 75% of the country's 300 top recruits signed a letter saying we won't play for any school that closes any diversity office or initiatives. Jerry Harris there shut it down. Sterling Creeks there cut it down. Them offices will open back up. They'll say F Trump, F everybody else. I just got to house me some of these 300. I just got to house me some of them boys. Paul, we got 7 days left. Y'all know I'm just going all around. I'm going to get back to what I want to. But there's 7 games left in the NBA season. It's been 70-some games already. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, my partner, he's a marshal at a golf course that we play frequently. He was watching. They have Straight Justice was over there playing, and he was watching the little young 11th grader. Doug Jones, little 11th grade white kid, hit the ball way out there past where I hit it, and I can hit it long. He said, Rob, this man hitting it up there right past you. 300-some yards. Okay. With that kind of swing speed and that kind of talent, he is in the up. Everybody, most human beings on the planet cannot hit the ball 300 yards. It's the top 1%. 1% probably hit it. That little boy hits it that long, Willie Sullivan. Willie Sullivan. He asked the kid because the kid was so proficient in what he was doing. He watched his second shot. He watched him on the green. He was so proficient in what he was doing. He asked the kid, what do you plan on doing with all this talent? The young kid said, I'm going to use this talent to get in the University of Texas Business School. And we got our kids out here can't make a damn lay. He duck one every now and then. Y'all think he a pro. 300 yards. Paul Miranda, I can tell you ain't never played golf. Barry McDonald. Let me explain it. Let me put it where the ghost can get it. Because people like Paul just can't get right. And then he'll disguise it as, ladies and gentlemen, and oh, you know, hold up, y'all. Let me move my camera because it's bothering me. I was just making conversation. Man, anyway, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. I'm telling a story. Listen to the story. I'm telling a story. I said my friends on the golf course this morning. Let me say it again for the people like Paul that didn't hear. Partner of mine was on a golf course. He was a marshal on a golf course. They had a golf tournament this morning, and a lot of the high school kids were playing. This young kid from straight Jesuit hit the ball 300-some yards. Then his second shot, hit it on the green. Bam. And when most people in the world can't do that. Willie Sullivan been playing I don't know how many years. He can't do that. Most people can't do that. So that kid has got exceptional talent. But he was smart enough to understand I'm going to use my exit. So why comment if you got in late? That's my point. Paul Miranda, I caught on late. Cut me some slack. No, just sit back and let me tell the story. Paul Miranda, I'm going to get you there, but you just want your name on the screen. Let me put it on the screen. But the point I was trying to make was the point. Oh, I ain't got my name up there, y'all. The point I was trying to make was, see, we missed the point. There, we missing the point. Eric Harris, I know you just got here. The point I was trying to make was, my friend asked him, said, what do you plan on doing with this exceptional talent? He said, I want this talent to take me to the University of Texas Business School. I ain't thinking about pro. I want to go to business school, and I'm going to be a pro. But we got kids in the gym up there with Paul and them fawning over all the little boys and all of the basketball players. You're going to be good. You're going to be great. You're going to be great. You're going to be great. But sometimes, have y'all ever sit down and ask them, what you going to do with this talent that you have? What you planning on doing with it? Eric, I'm talking about a little golfer, Eric, that my partner encountered this morning at a golf course. By the way, he goes to straight Jesuit. You know, I know how much they do. Go look it up. The tuition over there is pretty steep. But this little kid knows just because I can hit the ball 300 yards and I can hit the ball on the green, don't necessarily think I'm going to be Scotty Scheffler. I might attempt to, but I know if I can get this talent I got to get me into school, y'all, send Barry McDonald, Eric Harris. The reason I love that because that's the way I thought. My son was smart, got great grades, but he didn't have the grades to just come up there as a young black man and get in Cornell. His basketball talent moved him in front of the line. His basketball talent, use your talent to get you places. Boy, I just want, if we get that, Jerry said that's amazing that the young man already know what he's going to do. Coach Alice, this how we got to start grooming. I was talking the other day. This how we got to start grooming our kids. Doug, then you won't be so mad when you go to the tournament and the floor is slippery. Because you saying, well, that's a slippery floor. Well, son, let's go home and study. Because we're going to use this talent to get us somewhere else. I done gave y'all the numbers. Ain't but 450 NBA players in the whole world. 450. And you think Lil John is going to be one of them 450. I ain't telling you not to keep dreaming. But it's a great chance Lil Johnny can get to that business school. Lionel, I'm telling you. Lionel, I had a plan, bruh. I wasn't playing. I was trying to make sure. So now, when if my son have a son, matter of fact, my grandson, by my daughter, he's a legacy now. So he gets put in front of the line if he want to go to Cornell now because of the work my son put in. I thought that was such a, oh man, y'all don't understand. I thought that was such a, you know, I got Jack, he said, great story, great point made. Kids must be able to think alternative. That's why my son, Anthony, is the offensive coordinator at the University of Hawaii. He did want to be a football player. He aimed to coach because he knew the competition is easy. Wow. Man, one of your sons was a quarterback. Everybody don't get to be a quarterback. You know, I'm glad you're there, James. Hey, Ayana. Ayana, I got a call yesterday from a young man. And um, he said, thank you, Hatter, but man, we talked about some stuff on the show. In the last part of the show, what I did was over the weekend, I was out of town, Ayana. I was on the West Coast, Ayana. But when I was out of town, James, somebody texted me and told me about a tournament going on that had the floor was slick and all of that, and talking negative about it. Two or three separate people. So I talked about it a little bit on the show. Talked about it a little bit on the show. Trey Phillips, you heard me. And then Jimmy came in with his take. That wasn't the take I was trying to take it. I wasn't trying to say who give the best. You know, Jimmy came on there talking about who get it big. Yeah, talking about the best event operator stuff. I done heard that story too many times. I don't want to hear it. I was a young man called me last night, and he got it, saying what he's saying. I said, wait a minute. I started the conversation, so I started it real late. I wasn't even thinking about starting it, but when Jimmy came on, I just want, cause guess what? What I'm smart enough to do, I'm telling y'all, I know summer basketball, I know high school basketball, but Jimmy do that every day as a profession. So why lame? That's why I have problems, Eric Harrison, when somebody come over here trying to tell me about the NFL and the NBA, and I've been in the green room 9 times and represented 17 number one draft picks. If you ain't done that, yield. Like somebody said, well, that's like somebody said, well, Robert, I want to debate you on it. No, I only debate my equals. All others I teach. Oh my God. Who was that? John Henry Clark. Hey, John Henry Clark. Benjamin Mays, one of those two. He said, I don't debate my equal. I only debate my equals. James, all others I teach. But this young man, he called me, and I said, what's up, coach? I had no idea. Hey, Sonya, I had no idea that this young man put this tournament on. I had no idea. I didn't know he partnered with somebody. I had no idea. I'm just, what's up, man? What the hell? He don't usually call me. So he called me. But he told me, he said, man, I thank you. I said, he's talking about his facility. He had a tournament this weekend. He said, my voice is going in and out. My voice is going in and out. Is it going out to anybody else other than Simeon Sims? I just want to make sure it's Simeon Sims, probably his device and not mine. Check your device, bro, because ain't nobody else said it. Kevin Allen, is it going in and out? Let me see. I'm gonna go listen to it. Is it going out to anybody else other than Simeon Sims? Hold up. Because it's steady on my feed. Saying what he's saying. I said, wait. I start. Yes, steady on my feet. It's steady on my feet. You got to fix your device, Simeon Sims. You got to fix your device. Thank you. Your voice is going in and out. Yeah, go check your go redo your router, whatever that is. But I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here, and it go out on mine, Brandon Weefall. It might have went out on you and his. But I'm sitting there talking to the guy, and he was just telling me, "Cause yo, this what I got. Let me give you the stuff that I got from the other parent, from the other the people who text me. Let's see who text me. This guy, he called me. He told me, he said, "Man, I was out of town. Uh, I didn't see I didn't see the games, all the games. I drove in Sunday, and the gym was hot and the floors were slippery." He said, "This AAU stuff is messy." I said, "What do you mean by messy?" He said, "People's behavior, gossiping, and talking negative about players on opposing teams. Y'all, this is what I was talking about months ago. Stay there. Don't you go nowhere, that is Moody, because I got something for you. You stay there, Doug. All y'all stay there. Y'all need to hear this. If you're an event operator and you in this space, in the summer basketball space, I got some stuff you need to hear. The parents and the organizations have no class at all. A lot of bottom feeders who see these children as their lottery tickets. That's what one parent told me. Then another parent told me, I'm just getting the information, man. I'm just, and all I'm going by what the parents say. Let me see. Let me see. I forgot I have a whole lot of time. He said, we're playing in this tournament. There's no AC. Floors have heavy condensation from the humidity. They canceled games and didn't notify the teams. This SHIT is a SHIT show. Then don't forget it was a fight at another school. So all I did was give this information. Then Jimmy came on, and I don't know, but the guy seemed to be taken aback to what Jimmy said. But one thing I love about the young man called me last night, and he said, Mr. Hatt, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I give this tournament, I try to get this tournament in the best possible way with excellence. He said, that place is supposed to be one of the best facilities in the Houston area. Out there, the Den, whatever the name of it. I've been out there one time in my whole life, but they said this. He said, so it wasn't his fault, ladies and gentlemen, that the air conditioning not working in the place. If you come over my house and my air ain't working, it ain't your fault. It's my fault. You follow me? So, but he said, we sought out the best facilities in town. We were trying to mop up the floor. They sent me a video, him mopping up the floor. This the event operator. Y'all need to share this show. This it's about to get good. I mean, I love this. Let me see. This is the young man. Watch the floor. People don't know him and his wife up all night making sure stuff is cooked and make sure the hospitality room is nice so people can have a play. These people put a lot in this stuff. Yo, I've promoted concerts around the country. I've done all this. I know the stuff and then I might get to the venue and somebody's mic not working. But I didn't put in all this work and spend all this money. So I understand. But what I love about this young man called me and said, because people talking about the games wasn't going, so many games were canceled. So, and talked about somebody canceled a game, but then he sent me this and I said, let me get these people some. This one game at the top was canceled, but the three right afterward, they went on. Make it bigger for you. The one at the top, I guess it was canceled, but the other three teams played. So when you get this, y'all got to understand, everybody ain't going to be pleased. Y'all know people will come on this show and don't do nothing, don't pay me nothing, don't say nothing, and still be displeased by coming on this show. And you ain't paid nothing to get on this show. Just how the hell you gonna come and be displeased about something? But I sit back and just watch. Yes, it's insurance liabilities. Yes, it's everything. But he just Y'all, people go through a lot. Now, some of these people out here just out here hustling, y'all. But this man picked up the phone and called me and said, Mr. Adam, I wasn't trying to hustle nobody. It wasn't how the hell I know? All I got to do, I got an event that raises money for my program and for my kids. And I'm trying to do the best event I can. I rent the best facilities, and the facilities air conditioning. But everybody calling me like it was like it was the like it was no, y'all, stuff like that happens. And we got to be a little bit more uh 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 y'all, we got to be a little bit more better, man. And see, and for those of y'all who joining this show for the first time, and a lot of y'all ain't been on this show. Y'all don't know my heart. Y'all just turn on here. Y'all just see this guy on the screen. His name Robert Happ. But Joe, and if you ain't, we have a simple and consistent goal here on the Chop Shop. I just want so you can tell your friends, something. You still watch Chop Shop, you can tell your friends. We have a simple goal. Our goal is to intentionally, especially me, I want to intentionally and proactively, on purpose, I want to choose to walk in the middle of the world's messiest intersection, the busiest intersection, that space, that issues of race. We talk about race. We talk about sports. We talk about high school sport, middle school sport, culture, and grassroots basketball, where it all collide. We talk about politics. We talk about everything because the name is the Chop Shop. It was derived from being in the barber shop. So don't come up here telling me this is a sports show. Don't tell me I'm more than a person that can talk about sports. Just like you don't tell a damn athlete, are you just an athlete? No, I'm more than an athlete. So don't come and tell me about what this show is. You wasn't the creator. You didn't know what was in the creator's mind. You don't have a show to sit up here and talk about. So how in the hell you gonna come up here and tell somebody what kind of show this is? But we sit in this world messy intersection. We talk about it. We build on it, and we debate about all of these things. Like I was just talking about the condensation on the floor. I know that man when they rented that big building. If you didn't know that, it's supposed to be the best facilities in the country. I mean, in the city, y'all. But what? But on this show, we talk about it, but we get up and dust ourselves and dust our hands up and get ready to put all of that talk we doing into action. And I'm going to show you, ladies and gentlemen, how talk has came into action because a man texted me one day and he about something I said on the show, and people went in action in Chicago. And I think we might have some little traction here in Houston now. It took them a long time. Y'all got to realize, man, Chicago, you're way advanced. Y'all remember in Texas and Houston, they didn't know they was free. They didn't know they was free until 2 years later. But I want you to let you know what this is. That's why I tell you to share it. Don't just like it, share it. Share me. Don't just like me. We got to start protecting our elite young players in this city. They the one need protecting because those are the people everybody criticize all the time. They ain't criticizing little Johnny that can't play that good. It can get to you. it gets to me talking about these subjects. This stuff is hard, but gratitude is a powerful tool of resistance. That's why I tell y'all, thank y'all. I brag about the Chop Shop. I brag about y'all all over the country. Every time, y'all, I picture y'all names popping up on the screen all the time. I see your name. They in a line. Let me show you how your name's looking on the screen. Let me just show you. Let me see, y'all. Let me see. Can I do this with my camera? Okay. All right. You see how y'all names just formulated? Marcus Carroll. You see? See how that is? So always think about that, man. It's all of us. Y'all see how I forgot to show you. I forgot to show y'all how it really looks. Like screens and that stuff everywhere. But I appreciate y'all as listeners who I think about when I prepare for this show. When I ask myself, what is it that would be helpful for y'all to know? How can I help us figure out these issues? I'm grateful to you. That's why I asked you, what do you want to talk about? I give my email, Chop Shop Htx at gmail.com. Chop Shop Htx at gmail.com. I always want y'all to know this stuff. Because you're the reason that we do this work. This ain't for me, but I'm grateful for you. I'm particularly grateful today for a group of little Black scholars and student warriors who fought for and protected Black studies departments at their schools. The kids out on them schools fighting. And it's hard for those departments it was hard for those departments, the diversity and stuff, to come into existence. In my Africana studies, y'all, I found out about these things. How student activists that were on the front line of the civil rights movement for the integration movements, students that were fighting to secure a broader base, a broader bit of air for our community just to breathe. I'm grateful for them. Y'all, this is about preserving safe space for Black geniuses. That's why I take a special affinity for the students at the Legacy School of Sports Sciences. Because them kids get a chance to get this. There is something about creating intentionality and then protecting rooms and spaces for us to grow, for our brains to grow, to learn our history and to learn what happened to us and the rest of our history. Because if you don't know your history, Terrence Arsenault, Beaumont, Texas, my father just told he's a cousin. Wow, Terrence Arsenault, great young man. Great, 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 great young man. But I sit back, y'all, and know the Final Four. Yeah, I got some Final Four stuff for us. What else I got? But I saw something, ladies and gentlemen. Months back, people kept talking. Talked to people all over the country, talking about their basketball community. Memphis said their basketball is down. Chicago said their basketball is down. Make sure you tell him you know me if you see him. Okay, I got you. I got you. But Houston basketball, I'm talking about our elite down. And I always say, if you want to know the purpose of a thing, if I want to know about this MacBook, I want to know about this microphone, I'm going back to the manufacturer. I want to get my kids better in basketball. We got to go back to the beginning when they start learning basketball. We can't wait till you're 15, 16, 17. It's too late. Basketball is a skill game. Football, and I've explained to y'all before, football, you can go every Tuesday, go down to the Texans facility, and they have a free agent tryout during the season. You'll go in there. If you can run a 4.1, 4.2, 40, you might get a chance. It's open. But you can't go down to the Toyota Center and get in there and talking about you finna come and try out for the Rockets. It's not happening because you have to have skills. The skills pay the bills in this basketball. So it's some things they need to learn when they're in the sixth grade. It's things they need to learn in the seventh grade. The things they need to learn. That's the one thing I love about LeBron James. That kid sat and studied the game. He didn't have no daddy there. He had male influence, but that young man studied the game. The man know your plays better than your play. What other player have you ever been around? And be truthful. Hey, Crystal, what other player do you ever know? Crystal, LeBron has been in a basketball game before, has been in a game, and told a player he was guard, hey, man, you need to be right here, man. He knew the play. He knew where the dude was supposed to be before the player didn't know. Y'all follow me? Spam Likely called me one more time. I'm going to do something to him. Mr. Old Spam Likely. But think about it. But I saw something. I was talking about we need to start in the grassroots sector in Houston. Start getting them better and getting them better. Nobody bid on it. Young man, Coach Tay, was talking the same talk in Chicago. Within 24 hours, they got on it, started organized coaching clinics, coaches that gonna coach the young kids, coaches that gonna coach the coaches that coach the young kids, coaches that gonna coach the coaches that coach high school, coach, they sit back and went to work. And I'm sitting, and I know he's sitting and wondering, I got his number. He wondered why I haven't called him, because ain't nobody in Houston that bid yet. I ain't gonna give you all my input, and I got to have some output from the people in Houston. Y'all got to want this same thing. You can't keep whining every week. Well, my son, he didn't get no scholarship. Y'all ain't that good enough. These coaches' jobs on the line. These coaches have to retool their strategies every year. Man, I talked to a coach last night. He just don't even sound right because he lose. Now, the first year, for a couple of years, he was winning. He losing now, so it ain't as good. So it's wearing on him because he know he a black coach. They will fire his black ass. One more bad season, it's over. So he got to get it right. Penny Hardaway, he went to the tournament, had a great season, but guess what? He got to get it right. He want to win. But somebody, all of this time, this happened months ago. Doug Jones, I hope you're still there. This happened months ago. Crystal, Alfio Easy. And then yesterday, I think yesterday, somebody tweeted something. And you know how I am. Y'all know I don't mess with people. I have never in my life got in a quick Twitter conversation with nobody, even if it's good. I'd rather talk to you on the phone. If I don't know you, I ain't finna get to talking to you too much on Twitter. I don't want everybody knowing our business. I don't know how people do it, but guess what? I saw it. The man said rain causes mud every time. Absolutely it does. Oh my goodness. Mud is good too. But Crystal from Atlanta, somebody tweeted last night. He said, it ain't that Houston don't have talent. Let me give me a drink. Y'all need to share this. Y'all need to share this right now. Everybody need to hear this. And you can apply this to Houston and Memphis. You can apply it to any city. James Arsenal probably in Nashville somewhere. Crystal is in Atlanta. But watch this. Watch this, James. He said, it ain't that Houston doesn't have talent. It does. What Houston lack is the talent that need to teach the talent. I said, I'm declined to agree. We don't want to talk about Texas. I'm intentionally not talking about Texas women basketball going to the Final Four. You know why? Because I know you're going to talk about it, Alfio. Oh, I'm stopping. Ain't nobody, I'm waiting on some comments. The tweet was, it ain't that Houston don't have talent. Y'all don't understand. Nobody said Houston didn't have talent. But the talent just don't know how to put this thing together. This stuff is hard. Do y'all know it's some guys in the NBA right now that have been in there 3 years, still don't know how to set a proper pick? He got talent. He in the NBA. But he didn't get the intricate parts of the games that we need to start putting in our babies right now. Did y'all get that? Should I rewind it and play? Should I say it one more time? Just to the people in the back that didn't get it. Because y'all ain't commenting enough for me. I don't see no comments. I need a comment. Doug, where you at? Bring your at. Hold on. I need you back. Where my coaches at? Yo, you know what? I am inclined to believe what this man just said. Wait a minute. He said it ain't, and ain't nobody said nothing about that yet. Wait a minute. Can y'all hear? Am I on mute? Simeon Sim, you ain't said nothing. Let me go back down the line. Crystal, you ain't said nothing. Paul Miranda, talking ass Paul Miranda ain't said nothing. Gary Carter ain't said nothing. Brian Weefall ain't said nothing. Eric Harrison ain't said nothing. Kevin Allen ain't said nothing. Sonya ain't said nothing. Terrence Foley. Ayana Green, are y'all still there? Barry McDonald, Jerry Harris, Reginald Simpson, Sterling Creeks, Doug Jones, Willie Sullivan. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about that comment I just said. Doug, I saw a tweet last night. He says, because you know I said basketball in Houston, I mean, we ain't putting out no great players no more, man. I'm just sorry. They're talented, but they're not great. But somebody tweeted last night, he said, it ain't that Houston doesn't have talent. It does. What Houston lacks is the talent that needs to teach the talent. Talk to me, drones. Maybe these people can't teach kids unless they just good at putting good players on the floor and thank you coaching, but you can't teach them. And it's okay, because that's a talent too. The guy just said, he said, what Houston lack is the talent that's needed to teach the talent. I love that. And maybe we don't. But if we get together, like Coach Tatum did in Chicago, we might find people that can help, that know how to teach, and find out who can teach this and who can teach that. Basketball in Houston ain't bad. I ain't never said that. These kids just ain't been taught. These kids are talented. They run, they jump high. They just need to learn the basketball early. And I told y'all, all you little Junebug coach, all you 9, 10, 11-year-old coaches that making them big guys go in the post all the time, hell no. Let them big dudes handle the damn ball too. Teach them how to handle the ball too. He said, I watch every week kids not balanced on the floor, not getting back on defense, coach not saying anything. Think we have the folk, but the folks not the ones teaching for some reason. Not necessary. See, and it's a difference between teaching regular talent and teaching elite talent too. It's just so many levels to this thing, Sonya, but I like that. Too many people think they can teach and can't teach. Okay. And that's what the tweet said. Hatter, are we helping teach young coaches that don't know? Not in Houston. I done put out the call. I done gave my email out 2 months ago, and ain't nobody even just emailed me and said nothing. So what that's telling me, they don't care. They want to keep letting Dallas whoop their ass. See, I am not about to help you until I know you're trying to help yourself. I done came out here on a plank by myself. Ain't nobody else that supported and said nothing about this. I done put out that call. How many months ago? How many months ago? That is Moody. He'll tell you. Often people don't show enough respect and appreciation to the talent that is trying or want to teach the talent that don't. Stay out the way. He said, yo, many parents want to control. Oh my goodness. Oh my boy Terrence Foley is in the building. I can see that. What's up, Sean David? Chop Shop just hopped on for a few. That was Bob and I said last week, coaches, trainers have to put egos aside and be honest about their abilities to teach and instruct. Yo, I got some help coming. I just want to know, is y'all willing? The man waiting on me to call and he say he'll come down. I'm embarrassed. The man said, Robert, I help you. I got you. Call me. But I ain't got one person. Up. Hold up. They ain't these people. Hold up. I'm finna finish giving you the thread. This is a good little thread. Doug, you was on the thread. Great coaches always want to know how to get back all the time. See, Paul, we don't need you talking about what H-Town is, and you ain't got a town. You just watch the tone. I always said H-Town 2 put on getting buckets and not the importance of every. That's a damn lie, Paul, from the pit of hell. Who are you? Who have you developed? We looking for solutions around here. We ain't looking for this whole Houston, Dallas shit right now, Paul. Just go crawl back up in your hole somewhere. Dude, we trying to find out something. But I ain't calling. This man said, you call out my name to say something. And this the only thing his ass can come out of his mouth and say. We talking about developing young kids. You talking about buckets. You worry about the state championship. Hold up, y'all. This where your crazy ass mindset is. That's our problem right there. If that is so great, Paul, and you care about this situation instead of putting that mess on the feed, if they so great, they should be trying to help the whole community. Ain't nowhere in the world if Dallas said they needed help, then I'm gonna sit here and talk about Dallas and what they ain't got. I'm gonna say help. Since you know it all up there, Paul, and y'all know it all down there, then get your bad ass, all of those great coaches you got, and you get them in a van and bring them down here and let them teach. If you care about the kids. See, I'm gonna stop y'all from all of this playing like you're concerned. What you gonna do about it? Hatter, I got you, Chuck McGowan. If you want to attract some major sponsor by development program, I will help you. Look, right now I just need bodies, man. I need somebody saying, Rob, man, in Houston, let's start with them sixth graders. Instead of somebody always got something to say. Come on, man. And you wonder why these people be having so many conflicts with you. We're serious about this, man. This ain't nothing to play about. I don't need you to do playful comments today. Not today. This is a serious subject because our kids are suffering. You ain't suffering, you can't play. All you do up there talking and talk. We trying to do something here that's serious. We trying to help if Memphis need help, if Miami need help, if anyone, that's where we at. Who is this? Too focused on the game, play instead of absolute. But You can't. Life with the. That ain't what we talking about. Parents want to coach their son. I don't blame parents who want to coach their son. You know why? Coach, you can give your coach. Hold up. Coach Joy. Coach Joy. Coach Joy. As much as I know about basketball, much as I done forgot about basketball, I let my son go on a damn parent team. Curtis George. Curtis George. My son went on that team and played in this team. Curtis George. I'm finished show you something, Curtis George. And then I'm gonna get to all of y'all comments. I can't wait. But Curtis George, my son, I said, okay, I don't want to coach him. Here. Went on a daddy ball. The assistant coach and head coach. Daddy's got two sons, them two sons start. So we just got on the team. We went on a trip to Austin. I'm sitting in the stands, quiet as a church house mouse. I don't never say that. He playing. Dude next to me said, which one your son? I said, the one with the goggles. I ain't never seen this man before in my life. He said, why didn't he start the game? I said, well, he just got on the team. He said, I don't care if he got on the team a minute ago. No way, these people, he is the best player. That's why I asked you. Because I want to ask you who was him. Because he was playing against his son. Me and that man became friends and still friends now because of this interaction. Then he went to his phone, ladies and gentlemen. Life with the kibbity kids, girls. He went to his phone and said, who is number 3? I said, the coach's son. He said, wow, I knew it. Ladies and gentlemen, my son's grandma don't know nothing about basketball. She go to the game, and after the game, she said, Robert, what does swing it mean? I said, what you mean? What does swing it mean? Because every time Robert gets the ball, the coach tell him to swing it. I said, it means pass it to the next man over. She said, but every time it's to his son. This a woman that don't know nothing about basketball figured that out. No, it was something wrong when the best player is constantly being told to swing. But ladies and gentlemen, we didn't stay on that team long. I'm just telling you, we didn't stay on that team long. So, but I understand why dads coach the team, because people will do your son like that. What's up? Wanda says she just popped on. Let me share right quick. Y'all know Mr. Hat ain't never scared, and I'm here for it. You know I am. Paul Miranda, have I ever called you for an analysis on anything? Why would I need your analysis on this subject that I'm very well versed in? I told you, I only debate my equals. All others I teach. We know everything you done said been said on this show for 8 years. I ain't talking about grassroots basketball campaign at the young age that we need to implement. They implemented it in Chicago. And you still don't understand. You think it's about you. That's why that man wanted to spit on you, because you think it's about you. It ain't about you, man. It's about the kids. And I'd rather you, if you don't have nothing constructive, to just bow out right now. It's okay. It's okay. Mr. Hatter, it's okay. No, it's okay. My thing is fifth, sixth grade, fifth, sixth, seventh grade, let's teach these kids how to play the right way. So when they grow up and be talented, their skills match their talent. What has that got to do with anything that you done put on the field? Nothing. So it's evidently you coming out here with an agenda that ain't the hill that you want to die on. We need them to understand how to shoot the ball properly. That's a skill. You talking about somebody getting beat by five? I don't care. I'm looking at the next generation of our young kids. When we gonna teach them? So when they get up to the 10th and 11th grade and they're talented, their skills match their talent. I bet you had my favorite player in the city. Love that kid. It's hard. I'm teaching the fundamentals to my fifth grade team. Development wins. Develop it. You got to have the development. That's all we talked about. That's all we talking about right now. What has that got to do? Somebody do me a favor. What has that got anything to do with what that dude talking about in Dallas? Ain't got nothing to do with it. Nothing. If you ain't, hold up. I noticed he ain't said nothing when I said, get a van of them great ass coaches you got up there and bring them to Houston. He didn't say nothing about that, did he? Did he? If he said it, y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. You just help me. Just help me. But let's keep going. He said, even though I don't coach now, I would show up for that Hatter to learn more about the game and help kids around me. Absolutely. He said, stop it. He said, that's the main thing with AFU basketball. Too many adults making it about them. Absolutely. That's what it's about. This ain't about y'all. Listen, all I'm trying to do is, I told y'all I'm the conductor of the audience. I'm just trying to conduct this thing for y'all. I ain't got no reality. Mine can play. Took him all the way to where the hell I know Paul Miranda, I've lived my reality. I live it every single day. My reality is so great, it's got your crazy ass on here listening to me. That's how great my reality is. You want to tune in every day so you can come on here, so you can get a piece of this reality. I know what it is, but it's all right. I love it. Like golf kids and basketball must be taught the etiquette. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But Paul, Paul, I told you, I only debate my equals. All others, I'm gonna school you. I'm gonna teach you now. I'm just telling you. But it's not making basketball players that should be making men. That's a good. But I think the sport of basketball, you can be. Y'all can have it's so many lessons I learned in basketball, Jane. It's a beautiful game that has taken me all over the world and it's took my son all over the world. Basketball, I ain't gonna never let nobody talk about basketball. I don't compare it to golf. I don't compare it to nothing. It's a different game. It's a team game. Golf, I can be by myself over there. I can be a hermit over there by myself and just be go. But in basketball, you got to learn how to work with others. That makes you a good citizen, make you a better man, learning how to work with others. It ain't all about you, Paul Miranda. It's about the team. It's not about me. This is about this city working to developing our young kids at a younger age. That's all. And if you ain't on here trying to do that, then tune off. It's okay. It's okay. I ain't mad. I promise you I ain't gonna be mad at you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. But James, basketball is a great game. She said these kids aren't fundamental sound anymore. The AU circus is out of control and some are money grab, just running and gunning. And yes, but guess what? But like somebody said earlier, this is how I started the show off. It ain't that Houston doesn't have talent. Houston got a whole lot of talented basketball players. A whole lot of talented basketball players. The young man who wrote this tweet, he said, what Houston lacks is the talent that needs to teach the talent. What Houston is lacking, we got a whole lot of people out here that just, and bless their heart, because they want to have a team. Every daddy want to have a team. Y'all got to understand, I told y'all. Yeah, do y'all know how Dion got into coaching? I told y'all the story, right? How Dion got into coaching. Dion got into coaching because he went to practice, sat down in his chair, had his beverage, chilling, and then the dudes up there teaching them little boys and running each other, just bumping and running. He said, no, man. That's how he got into coaching. Because we got a lot of people out here don't know what the hell they doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So listen, if I'm your parent and I teach you all I know, and I don't know nothing, what you gonna know? Nothing. But hold up. I'm glad this happened. Let me show you how I'm gonna transition to something. No, I'm just gonna pivot. Thank you, Ryan Clark. The guy said, watch this. When he said, it ain't that Houston doesn't have talent, it does. What Houston lack is the talent that needs to teach the talent. Then somebody came on and said, he got a serious question because some comments came afterwards. You know how everybody want to have, comment like people on this feed, they always going to come in. Look at them, just watch them. So somebody said, who is coaching the kids who are talented in Houston? That's a question. How does the city actually fix the coaching talent issues? As talented as the city is with the kids we have, why aren't they marketed as such like other cities in the state? First of all, three of these questions. Let me dissect the first one. Who is coaching the kids who are talented in Houston? I don't know. Who are? I don't know who it is. John Lucas got a few of them over there. He had one of the talented damn team I ever seen over there. That man had Sheldon, he had Sheldon, what's my man name? Sebastian, Nigel. That's talent. John Lucas had them every morning for years. So I would say John Lucas. Second question: how does the city actually fix the coaching talent issue? Hmm. These coaches, if you can coach, you need to teach the other coaches. Each one teach one, like they're doing in Chicago. As talented as the city is with the kids we have, why aren't they marketed? I don't believe in marketing. I believe in on being the best damn player. Because that marketing stuff ain't gonna help you when you get to college. Your ass gonna have to go up against Cooper Flag, and he gonna put your ass in the rim. You got to go up against Jawan. What's the kid that play for U of H? You got to go up against LJ Cryer. All the marketing in the world. I get tired of people talking about marketing. Just be good. Buzz gone. Buzz, I like Buzz too. Buzz gone to Maryland. Buzz like the East Coast anyway. He don't like you country bunkers down here. Wanda said, perhaps. Now watch this, man. Wanda. Wanda, I know you're new to the show, but Wanda, I've been talking about this for months. Saying, text me at Chop Shop. Wanda, I came on this show, did a whole topic about coaching clinics. Ain't nobody email me one. I ain't got one damn email. He said, if you good, then they'll find you. I don't believe in the marketing. I'm just going by what somebody commented. I don't believe it. I ain't trying to market nobody. I want you to be the baddest dude. So when I play that dude, man, you know what? Maybe I won't get all this Texas A. I ain't gonna lie. You be on Buzz mailing list, man. I got so much Texas A&M mail back there. From Buzz. I love Buzz. Uh, but I mean, y'all keep talking, cause y'all, we own something here. Y'all keep talking. That man said, if you don't believe in marketing high school players, dumbass. Hey man, let me tell you something. Eric Bowens, if you and Paul Miranda just be quiet, man. Marketing ain't the key. I can market this as a damn car. Are you gonna get in there and drive it? I can market this and say this is a car. Talking to a dude with a marketing degree. Dumbass. I'm talking about marketing these kids. We talking about marketing the kid. You don't market these kids. You have them good enough and put them on the right stage where everybody can see it. Come on, man. Talking about marketing is key. If you don't market, I can market this as a. I ain't gonna say that. Thank you, Eric. You set kids up to failure. When you're always talking about he this, he this, he this, he did. No. Let them come tell you. If your son is good, if your son is supposed to go to the NBA, that good. The GM gonna call me and say, Rob, what you think about this kid from Houston? Tell me what you think about. Tell me what you think about Eric Bowens Jr. Can he play? Tell me about his parents. Daddy crazy as hell. Tell me about. I don't know the mama. Tell me that's. You don't have to market. You got to be a badass dude. Because it's going to come a time, either on your high school team or your summer team, that college coach is going to be in that building to watch your son. And he got to be ready. Just like all them corny-ass jokes that y'all get on and get booed off the stage. I can market you as the greatest comedian in the world. But no. Your ass get up there and can't tell no jokes, they gonna run your ass off stage. See, I'm telling you, hold on, let me go again. I can market you right now, Eric Bourne, as the greatest comedian on the stage. But you take your ass up there and bomb, they gonna talk your... So it ain't about marketing. Now, if you got a great product, you let other people know about your product. But it's all time. She said, yeah, I'm new. Think coaching clinics and camps. No, but you were right. We need to come back. It's all about grassroots. That's why I call it grassroots. But grassroots has turned into something else. It's who can beat this team. Y'all, we got 7th grade teams and 8th grade teams flying all the way around the country talking about, I'm the best 7th grade team in the world. I'm the best 6th grade team. I'm the best 2-year-old team. They got teams that probably for my grandson right now. Eric Harrison, if you market a bad product, you'll never wow, this man. Now hold up. This is a man that's in that field. He have to market every day. That man said, I'm stuck in the 90s. Market feature social. All I'm telling you, I just gave it to you. I can go on Instagram right now and say, Eric Bourne is the best comedian in the world. He is. I can market you. I can talk about you on the Chop Shop every week. But at some point, the Chop Shop, Sonya Sandoval, at some point, the Chop Shop gonna put your ass on the stage. And them people gonna boo your ass off the stage if you ain't ready, if you can't make them laugh. I got a new appreciation for comedians. I went to see this kid yesterday. I mean, about a few weeks back. This kid, what's his name? Guy Torrey. Oh my goodness! Hard to get me to laugh. This man was masterful. If anybody, I would market him as and I bet you ain't none of y'all. I guess he don't have a good marketing team either. But one of the best comedic things I've seen in a long time. But we ain't talking to Eric. You tell my man, I didn't say marketing is bad. Not one time did I. Where my baby at? Wanda, talk to him for me. Talk to him. Because I didn't say marketing was bad. This guy used marketing, talking about we at Houston ain't marketing their players as such like other cities in the state. No. Got to make sure your player good enough. All these players in Houston that's good, y'all done talked about their ass since they was 9 years. It's in the 9th grade. Y'all done talked about them since the 9th grade. I done heard about Sheldon, Sebastian, and Nigel since the 9th grade. Everybody know who they are. And you talking about they weren't marketed? No, but let me keep on going. Because the next one, like that man put that tweet up there, right? Y'all remember the tweet? Everybody remember the tweet? The tweet said, it ain't that Houston doesn't have the talent, it does. What Houston lack is the talent that need to teach the talent. That was the tweet. That's the topic. Because sometimes y'all get off topic. So then somebody said, that's all the man said. But show you how we got people like Eric and Paul on the man's chat. The man said, I'm gonna bring, how does a coaching staff that hasn't had a top 20 recruiting class until 2025 have the most tourney wins since 2018 if he doesn't know how to teach talent? Let me go back to the original quote. The original tweet was, it ain't that Houston doesn't have talent, it does. What Houston lacks is the talent that's needed to teach the talent. Somebody, Cougs for life, whoever this the dude, so Doug had to come up there and said, dude, he talking about grassroots, not U of H, dumbass. But the dude come back, well, context matters. Literally gets posted with 4 hours of Houston making a Sweet 16. So also, how does one quantify or evaluate high school coaches in Houston to make that vast generalization? But he didn't know this guy been doing this stuff for a long time. And the dude said, agreed, I'm on board. Then a guy come on the next, I'm just going, after that, y'all got to understand, people start talking. Dude said, I'm in Cali, and I feel I hear this from every state. Says kind of sad. So it's happening in California too. I know it's happening in Memphis. I know it's happening in Florida. I know, but he said players get better and better, and yet adults are missing the mark. This was a guy came back. And the guy came back, the guy who wrote the original tweet, he came back and said, not getting better at the rate that they should be in some cities. So then somebody else came back and said, from my experience being a Dallas Central, Texas, and recently in H-Town, too many people here try to make it about themselves, the adult, versus making it about the kids. The other two cities I've coached is more of a community of growing kids and providing opportunities. Not as much here. Then the guy came back who wrote the original tweet. He said, your experience and travel validates your assessment. You see what many people see. People don't want to acknowledge it. I mean, this is a great conversation. But hold up. Then it come back. The other guy come back. Houston has talented coaches, not many, and definitely talented athletes. The dude said it. They said U of H doesn't have the powerhouse name around the country that guarantees you primetime TV time like Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, etc. Texas athletes can build several powerhouse programs here in Texas. And the guy came back again who wrote the original tweet. I'm talking about grassroots. I'm not speaking in college. U of H is elite. And I just kept going, and I'm just saying, no. See, Thaddeus Moody, you ain't get it either. The man ain't said nothing about Kevin Sampson. The man talking about the grassroots back. So I guess from now on, whoever do that, when you say the basketball in Houston, maybe you have to say the grassroots basketball because people will come on your Twitter feed. And y'all, I got so many. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of giving them that. They'll come on your feed. You got to specify. Even that is Moody. I just gave you and you talking about going to coaches a free clinic. No, the person who made that tweet, the original tweet, all he said was, it ain't that Houston doesn't have talent. We got talent. What Houston lack is the talent that needs to teach the talent. We talking about grassroots. We ain't talking about Coach Sampson. Coach Sampson gonna get you when you're asking, you ready to be a college player. Coach Sampson ain't Coach Sampson ain't finna go get Eric Bowens and put him on that team. No, he's not. Coach Sampson gonna take a bona fide player that can be a major play in the Big 12. That's his job. It ain't his job to develop the grassroots. All I'm saying is finally somebody in Houston understands that somewhere we got to get back to where in the beginning, where these kids know what they're doing in the 6th grade, in the 7th grade, in the 8th grade, in the 9th grade. So when their talent takes over, they have skills that match their talent, and that what makes you a great player. And I tell y'all, just because you're talented don't mean you're a great player. I'm tell you why I told you, because they got on the phone and told me, Robert, this dude been in the league for 3 years, NBA 3 years, and he still don't know how to take. He still don't know how to pick, set a pick. But he in the NBA, so he talented. But somewhere, his middle school, he didn't get it in middle school. He didn't get it in grammar school. He didn't get it in high school. He didn't get it in college. So now they got to teach it to him in the pros. But he tall and he big, so they let him go. We got the skill. We got the skills, pay the bills. We got to get back to teaching these kids Marcus Carroll in the 6th grade. Because they are sponges in the 6th grade. If you talk to any psychologist, that 5th and 6th grade, the kids consume so much information. That is the basis, and those are the foundations of the rest of they learning principles in those 2 grades that sets the way they learn for the rest of their lives. So that's why it's important to teach them in the 5th and 6th grade. That's all. That's all. Just in case you didn't know it. Some people don't know that. But what's up, Jimmy?
Yeah, shoot, that's is on that particular topic.
Man, if you only got to talk about it, Jimmy, because guess what? You don't develop no player. That ain't your wheelhouse. So it's almost. I mean, you just get them when they come and play in your events. I'm talking to the people out here that are willing to teach these kids at a younger age, or teach the kids that's teaching the people that's teaching these guys at a young age. They're doing it in Chicago. They're doing it in Chicago right now because somebody in Chicago said, man, the basketball in Chicago is down. They said, well, let's do something about it. I'm just waiting on people in Houston to say, oh, somebody in Houston said, let's do something about it. And that's a step in the right direction. Whoever wrote that was a step in the right direction.
Well, I mean, but the Chicago conversation, that was a recent act and reaction. That wasn't a 10-year-old conversation.
No, yeah.
So the Chicago thing, that means you haven't had the cycle to go through to see if that's going to make the difference.
No. Jimmy, I know it'll make a difference. I don't need no damn cycle.
I'm just saying though,
Jimmy, I've been through the cycle.
Okay, but well,
of teaching a kid
that
in
was
the
what
5th and 6th grade.
They are currently applying.
Jimmy, I've been through the cycle. You're not hearing me. I've been through the cycle.
But it takes a willing, listen, it takes a willing participant in order to get maximum results.
We know that.
For
Everybody
example,
dude.
Okay, so how do you know? So how do we know?
So you just don't do it?
No. They ain't you don't just not do it. You just got to do better at understanding what you are trying to solve.
That's why I didn't want to talk to you about
attempt to solve.
You don't understand what I'm talking about. You don't understand what I'm talking about. You have no idea.
No matter what you're doing, you got to be willing to understand whom you are trying to persuade to go do something different. First of all,
Jimmy, they got
Jimmy,
hold up, Jimmy. Ain't they got 6th grade basketball team? Do kids play? I got a question. Do kids play in the 6th grade?
Absolutely, they do. But
Do
you
kids play
have
in
to
seventh
be
grade?
the conversation. The conversation is not between you and the sixth graders right now, though. The conversation is between the person that's making the plea and the people that has the power to influence those sixth graders. That's what I'm saying. So you're not talking. You're not going to reach
Ain't
those sixth
nobody
graders
trying to
with your
influence
master
no
plan.
sixth graders. People just
But,
trying to.
but I'm saying you're trying to influence. So that means you're trying to influence those who have influence so that they can be able to go and maybe take heed to the master plan. That's what I'm saying. So that means it goes back to my statement. If that be the
I got a
case,
question.
then
Hold
you
on,
must.
hold on. Because you always come in and ain't got all the facts. Let me put some context. People in Houston running their mouth talking about basketball in Houston is down. Let me give you context because you don't have a clue. You and Paul don't have a clue. So one day on the show, I said, well, why don't you do something about it? So Thad Moody texted me back and said, Robert, I mentioned this to people in Chicago, and they said the exact same thing. But if in 24 hours they got on the phone and scheduled coaching clinics for the coaches in the fifth and sixth grade in grammar school, in middle school, and high school, of all the former top players in that area. In 24 hours, they did something. See, they were proactive instead of, well, we got to get people on board. It ain't about all you doing is just trying to teach who want to be taught. This ain't got nothing to do with getting nobody on board. This got to do with, all it's got to do with, now they got, and hold up. Guess what the man, Coach K, called me and said, Mr. Hatter, if you need some help down there, they need some help, I'll come down there. I said, man, I ain't call that man back. Because people got down in this area, they think like you. I'm just trying to get people to think outside the box. I know if you teach a kid in the fifth and sixth grade, I ain't talking about the players who got to buy in.
Once again, you're saying teach the kid. You just a while ago said you ain't trying to teach not you per se, but the you who's at the top with the idea ain't trying to teach no kid. That's what I said. So if that's the case,
Wait a minute,
that
Jimmy,
means
whoa.
you have to
Jimmy, I'm the
influence
one with the idea. What the hell you talking about? I'm the
So
one said it.
so you're trying to teach this. You're gonna teach the sixth graders then.
No,
You gonna
I said,
so who you gonna so who's gonna implement your plan?
we don't have one in Houston.
But just hold on. Just say you got a magic wand, whatever the Chicago plan, you got it. Who's going to implement the plan to those sixth graders? It's going to take whom?
It's going to take coaches.
That's what I just said a while ago, Heather. That's all I said a while ago. You said you ain't got a plan. You ain't got a clue. You got to have people that have influence.
Jimmy, you got to have don't have to have influence. They got to have a heart to teach.
Yes. Here's what I mean by influence. You have to have the people that's going to convince those parents to bring those sixth graders to.
It's free, Jimmy.
It doesn't matter.
I told you, Jimmy.
You still got to convince them to come, Heather.
I told you your ass didn't hear me. Hold on, let me tell
you
you why.
You got to convince them to come. Just because it's free don't mean,
Jimmy,
just because it's free don't mean they're going to come.
If you just be quiet, you don't have all the facts.
Heather, we're talking in general. You're trying to mix specifics with general. We're not talking about specifics right now. I'm talking in general. That's why I keep saying the figure. I'm not talking about specifically. I'm talking about in general. In general. So I don't need all the facts for it to be in general.
I told you a while ago, you just passed this subject because I know you didn't get it. That's why I told you. Jimmy, we ain't
you talking specifics again.
Oh, if you listen, God.
You talking specifics.
Hold up. These guys gonna teach the coaches clinics for the coaches. They ain't said nothing about teaching or getting nobody's kid and influence nobody's kid.
So once again,
hold the hell up. They gonna have.
You got to convince the grown ass men to come. You got to convince them to come. No matter what. That's what I'm telling you.
So they did it in Chicago. Why can't they do it here?
Because we roll different down here. It's different whole everything in Texas. We talk slower. We more countrified. We eat different stuff.
And y'all tap out.
Y'all
tap out when you're choking somebody. Y'all tap out.
We don't wear pink alligator shoes down here. We don't wear pink hats. We don't do that. We don't wear a whole lot of minks down here. We do different. So it's gonna be different in different parts of the country. You got to understand that's why I say you got to understand to whom you are rallying to go and implement your plan.
Jimmy,
that's all I say.
I don't let you people here influence me.
But you got to understand.
Here. I've been around the world 3 times, so I can't and I live here, and I don't let the influence of y'all influence me. I think different.
But this is why so many people, when they come into Texas, they say, "Woo wee, man, get the hell up out of here." It's different.
Take the hell over.
It's not so right. Not without bartering something. We'll come and do our events in Dallas, but in exchange, we'll get favor to some of your Dallas kids. That's how that goes with national.
A person can come in Houston and set up shop, any kind of shop they want to.
The Dallas floodgates. The Dallas floodgates was open way
limited grassroots community. I'm talking about any kind of business.
Now, yes, you can. There was for a while, it wasn't nothing shaking in H-Town. They all tried. And ask them all.
But you talking about high school basketball, man.
High school is grassroots. Grassroots basketball.
That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm saying
I don't think grassroots. You talking about the grassroots encompasses more than high school.
You said y'all roll different. You just talking about in grassroots basketball. Jimmy, when I talk, my mind is way past grassroots basketball. That ain't my life. That's your life.
But it's a lot of people's life. That's the whole difference.
But it ain't mine.
Was talking about I'm saying, but still though, that conversation can't. But that part encompasses the life of a lot of people, not wholeheartedly, not full time, but maybe part time. Grassroots it dwells within the souls or the minds or the hearts of many people, because indirectly they may have a relative that plays or played, and or they may derive their income.
You know what? Part of their income it's regrettably that we only dream at the size of our exposure. And I would love for these people to look outside of that community. You have to be locked into this, I don't know how we got here. We was trying to do is get the coaches to have clinics for the middle school coaches, the grammar school coaches, the high school coaches, so that coaches can be better equipped who teach our kids. And you came in here with, we don't roll like that down here. So
no, that wasn't the initial answer.
That's what I was talking about, and I told you didn't know what the hell y'all was talking about.
No. You like quoting people in out of context. The initial comment was, you got to understand who you going to implement to get to relay your master plan. You got to understand the lay of the land. That's what it is. So what goes into that meaning in general, this is what that means. Something as simple as this. You can't do it in this month because, let's say, it's in Texas, everybody is going to play in the TABC event. You can't do it that weekend. You can't do it this weekend if you're going to do it for HISD, because they start school earlier, or they doing this. Or this dude here, these 3 dudes right here, they're football coaches as well, if they're in the middle school ranks. And a lot of those middle school coaches that do have the influence, many of those have been extracted out into the grassroots scene where they double down to make some extra, or potentially make extra income. How? By way of working out kids. So it's different things you can understand. That's what I'm saying. That
happens all over the country. That's happening in LA. That's happening in Memphis. That shit you just said happened all over the country.
Yeah, but before you lay it down, you got to understand.
Everything you just said, Jimmy, is happening in Chicago. Everything you just said. Houston ain't unique.
Houston is different. And sometimes
I live here, bro.
Houston is different. You're in the eye of the storm.
I gotta do a residency. So I live in several places.
Yeah, but you're in the eye of the storm. You're in the eye of the storm. So a lot of people, that's like saying a lot of people that, but like this, Houston is different in so many different ways. Texas is different to some people that ain't from in so many different ways.
This man talking about Kevin Sampson have a free clinic. That ain't what we. Boy, y'all. That's why I told you, this ain't no subject for you to talk about. You don't think like me. So I'm talking to people. I'm talking to people like Coach Tay. Ain't no use in me even talking about it, Jimmy.
Here's the magic question. The magic question then is, you trying to implement the damn plan?
No,
because you saying you can't. So you trying to implement the plan?
It ain't your bit. I'm the one came up with the plan.
So are you trying to implement the plan?
Who already trying to implement it. I'm trying to tell you, you ain't in this one. I'm just telling you. I'm
talking, dude, Heather. I'm not in the specifics of that. I'm talking in general. No matter what, you still got to go
teaching. We're talking about teaching. If it was baseball, I would just show up there and say, okay, go on, teach your baseball player. I ain't finna tell you, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm just telling you, I told you didn't have the context, man. I told you did not, and you still don't understand.
Once again, I stopped.
Can we go to another subject? I got to leave in 7 minutes.
I said it 15 minutes ago that I was talking about general. You're talking about specific. I keep saying it over and over.
I got to leave in 7 minutes. I got to leave in 7 minutes.
In general. I'm not talking specifics. You are. I'm talking in general.
I said
you still got to go find people.
Hold up. Didn't I say that we speaking different languages?
That ain't speaking different. We talking about two different things in regard to about the same thing.
But it was my subject.
Adam, I inserted myself and I said in general, regardless of what it is, you're going to have to identify people and understand the lay of the land which you're walking into and who you're going to get to relay your stuff. That's simplified. That's an open and shut case. That's with anything that you're trying to do. You have to go and do that part of that called research and development before implementing it. You got to understand the law of the land before you plant the seeds. If the soil is good, you got to just go and do that. You just can't go and get anybody meaning that. So therefore, that's the part in general.
Ain't nobody said nobody doing anything. I told you came in on it. You don't have a clue what I'm talking about. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You don't have a clue, and it's okay. It's all right for you not to know something. So move on to something else.
So you just acknowledged to what I just said, and all I said was the same damn thing about 7 different times, over and over and over. And you acknowledged it about the 3rd time I said it. You acknowledged it. Yeah, you got to go and get the guys. Yes, you acknowledged it. Now you're saying I don't know what I'm talking about. But you acknowledged that what I've just been saying over and over and over and over again was simply, you got to understand the lay of the land, and you got to understand the people that you're going to relay your master plan. You got to get them the on board to what your plan is. Otherwise you risk doing what happens most of the time before. You leaking out the details of your master plan. People will leave there saying that shit ain't gonna work, and then they go and tell everybody in the world what you're trying to do, and all they don't know what they're doing. That has happened multiple times in the past when people may have had master plans, but it just didn't click because you didn't pick the right people to come in the room initially to get the ball rolling. Once it gets rolling, then it gains momentum. And once it gains momentum, then that boulder can crush and go down the road smoothly. And that's the whole concept of anything. It's an A plus B equals C. It ain't got specifics to do with it. So that's not it doesn't take understanding, a keen understanding of exactly what the plan is. It's just in general. It must follow that equation. It must. You're going to have to get a guy that's going to buy that, and
I
that guy
can't
has
believe who are you speaking to? The people? Because I know you ain't speaking to me. Who are you speaking to?
I'm speaking to all
Okay.
has the ability to hear my voice.
Okay.
No matter what.
Evidently I can't hear you.
No matter what.
Because what you
And,
just saying has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. That's the point I've been trying to make. But you
but,
got 4 minutes. I got to get out of here.
But go find a whole slew of guys just got the penitentiary for sex crimes and just implement them to go and do the plan. So what I'm saying, you got to go and sift through the people that you're implementing it through. That's all I'm saying. Everybody out there that's dealing with kids.
Have you noticed?
Have
you noticed I'm through with this subject? Have you even noticed?
No.
I'm finished.
No.
I'm finished.
And because you finished, I'm not finished with it right now. So go. I got 4 minutes and 7 seconds left. So we good. You had 7 minutes. So we good. So now that's simply, guys, what you have to do. Anything you implement in life. Now, for example, give you guys a true keen example of taking something that somebody that's took a different notion and took charge of something in life. There's a 9th grade kid at one of the high schools in HISD. This kid went and he played grassroots basketball. And they were this particular kids, he wasn't in the mindset of this basketball gonna be all do all, not trying to get ranked. Everybody don't play basketball for the same reasons. Just want to play and hang out with his buddies, have some fun, then they'll go talk and do other stuff. So they went the whole year or the last 2 years and realizing at some point the kid realized that the parent told him what the fees were, how much money that the parent was paying for all these fees. So the kid goes and say, no, if that's the case, I'd rather not play. For that, I want to play. I'm just having fun. So the kid goes and rallies some of his buddies together. They went and they go and practice in the park, where in a public city park in the middle of Houston once a week. They're playing in events and they rally the team together. They have no team fees. They playing in the park and they're going to play in about 8 different events this summer. Not every weekend. They're dealing with other stuff. And guess what? When I found that out, I told that team they could play in every single one of my events for absolutely free forever, as long as that team is together. That now, those kids there, they're in the 3rd, 4th week of existence, and they're having fun. It's different, but at the same time, that young fella had to go find some kids that thought and felt like him to want to go and play for a common goal and for him to put that plan together as a 9th grader. And guess what? They may not win no first places, but they're going to get a similar result. They're going to get to play, get to engage with each other, get to interact. And that's how playing sometimes, that's their solution, and that's their stance. And their parents are applauding them because they don't have to pay these fees and save those parents and those kids money. That's an effective plan that was implemented, once again, by a 9th grade student, a STEM class student in Houston, Texas. And so now we'll see how that goes as I track it along the way. Our next event is April the 2nd and the 12th and the 13th, the Greater Houston Live. And we'll see, and I'm just watching from afar to see how it's going to go. Those are things that I'm saying. Once you see people doing stuff, then you go and you put your hands and you do your part. Everybody not gonna hop in at the starting gate. It's not. Some people gonna come on there want to see you move before they move. And in this situation, that's one of my things I'm giving you guys, how if I see it happening and come close to me, I'm gonna find a way to give. And I have given more than most in this city when it comes to calling up on. People know that. So that's my take, and that's my sermon, and that's my spiel on that particular topic. Now, I'm concluding on that topic, and now we're good, and you guys can get ready to make sure you can slide down Dino's back and share this show and enjoy your days. We got 4 seconds left. See you guys on tomorrow. Make sure we go to rcssports.com. Peace. I'm up out of here.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live.